Welcome to What's Growing at CMC, the weekly segment where I, Daniel,
and I, Talasha, share some stories about what God is up to at College Mennonite Church.
Stephen shares that he and his mentor, Weldon Friesen, have enjoyed woodworking projects.
Weldon gave Stephen a kit for Christmas, and Stephen and Santos had fun working on it.
This past Wednesday was a big day.
Pamela set up prayer stations in the sanctuary, and many of you came to pray throughout the day.
You'll see pictures of those prayer stations soon.
When emotions are high, it feels good to come home here in this space in prayer.
Some of you have asked for an update on Caleb Ganawan and his family's cancer journey.
Caleb is feeling quite well overall, and he's thrilled to have hair growing back.
The whole family will travel to New York this week for a series of scans and tests.
These results will determine whether Caleb is ready to stop active treatment, enter maintenance mode, and rejoin the vaccine trial.
It's a big week for them.
So please hold them in prayer.
A very exciting delivery arrived at our church this past week.
Guess what it is? Our Voices Together books are here.
Yes! Anne-Marie has a plan for a smooth transition to this new worship resource.
We won't pull all the hymnal worship books out of the racks and put Voices Together there all at once.
No, but we are excited to get acquainted with this new set of songs.
And see the lyric additions and adjustments on familiar songs.
And greet some songs that are like old friends.
Speaking of music, we hope that you are planning on tuning in for tonight's concerts.
Yes, we are calling it I Am an Immigrant, an evening with John McCutcheon.
The title comes from the song that John will be singing with Martin Ganawan and Rodolfo Gonzalez.
Brody Thomas has edited together a beautiful video of the three of them, plus cameos of many more of you, which will debut tonight during the concert.
Many years ago, fresh in the unrest of 9/11, I was at a bluegrass festival in Winfield, Kansas. John McCutcheon was on the main stage singing I Am an Immigrant for the first time. As he reached the final chorus, he invited all of us to join in. And there we were, proclaiming our shared heritage of immigration, joined in solidarity with all who come here seeking refuge.
That solidarity is exactly what we hope to claim tonight.
Yes, we do get to listen to some great, relevant music by a world-renowned musician.
But we also get to support our community and raise money to help immigrants of our community gain access to the rights that many of us take for granted.
Already, this fund has brought hope to a single mother who needed to take care of legal fees for her immigration status.
And we want to help many, many more people.
This concert is our chance to get the whole community involved.
So attend and invite all of your friends from anywhere around the world to attend.
Several CMCers are working in community solidarity by volunteering at the Center for Healing and Hope.
Lisa Caskey, Joanne Brandt, Joe Christoffel, Linda Christoffel, Marilyn Graber, Al Peachy, Jay Detweiler, Weldon Troyer, Kent Beck, Phyllis Stutzman, and Philip Bender all have been working with COVID testing.
And this long list is probably not an exhaustive list. These are just the volunteers that we've been made aware of.
You'll see pictures of some of them braving the weather in full-on protective gear.
So, some of you have heard this little bit of news. We now have a vaccination for COVID-19.
And some of you have gotten it.
Woo, we're getting vaccinated.
That means we can come back to church, right? We can all gather back here in the sanctuary again, right? Right?
But wait a minute. What about children? There isn't even a vaccine for them yet. Do we just have worship without children?
And what about our staff members who are vital to worship but won't qualify for a vaccination for a while?
And on and on. It's complicated.
Yeah, there are a lot of questions we're wrestling with as we explore how and when we'll be able to gather in person for worship again.
Just know that we as a staff are doing our best to hold all of this complicated stuff together as we look toward the future.
These 10 months have tested the limits of our patience.
And our patience will continue to be tested, at least for a little while.
Yeah, but we are committed to working at this together.
And we are committed to continuing to find ways to be the church in unprecedented times.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Keep reaching out to each other.
Checking in with each other.
Bringing meals.
Sharing stories and pictures.
Being the family of Christ when the easy ways of doing that have been taken away.
All along, we have had a choice to make.
We can choose to wallow and be mad that things aren't how we want them to be.
Or we can acknowledge our grief and then be open to what God is up to.
At each turn in the road, this church has chosen the second option.
For example, we've chosen to see what's growing instead of what used to grow or what we can't get to grow anymore.
God's up to something. It's hard to imagine where all of this is going, but we are confident that God sticks with us.
So on that note, we'll sign off for now.
But we hope to virtually join with you tonight at 7 o'clock for a night of music and solidarity.
God was, God is, and God will be.
Thanks be to God.
Reaping and sowing, planting and hoeing, there's something showing, popping up through the sod. The Spirit's blowing, new life we're knowing, giving and growing in the garden of God. Reaping and sowing, planting and hoeing, there's something showing, popping up through the sod. The Spirit's blowing, new life we're knowing, giving and growing in the garden of God. Reaping and sowing, planting and hoeing, there's something showing, popping up through the sod. The Spirit's blowing, new life we're knowing, giving and growing in the garden of God.